Well, hello, and welcome to Gallifrey's Most Wanted. I'm Ross Aiken. I'm old who.
My name is Melvin Pena, and I represent You Who.
And I'm Dan Hollingsworth, and I represent myself.
All right,
I
folks.
love all Doctor Who.
Melvin got the three of us back together because he wanted the second Eccleston season 4.
Yeah,
season 4. I realize I have not listened to
It's
any
hard
of
to
season
count
3.
it.
yeah. I wouldn't even call it season 4 because this is
Yeah.
it's so these first two
Series
stories,
4, whatever.
Oh no, not even that. I'm talking about like these first two stories feel like they fit.
Oh yeah, I want to talk about that when we get into it.
Yeah, it should be Series
well
Series 1 again, shouldn't it?
Yep.
It should
Series
be season
1, very much so.
Series A. There you go, Series A.
Yeah, there you go. That's
so.
Like,
Folks, I'm going to do a little. We're going to pause here. We are, and then I'm going to insert the pertinent data and the whatever cheap ass synopsis I can type up fast
from Jean-Marc Lofficier.
Oh yeah, I do like Jean-Marc Lofficier.
We should send him an email and have him write synopses of these episodes.
Are we going to do a shitty synopsis like Luke Sims Jenkins does? I like those. They're good.
Okay. All right. All right, let's do this. Today's story is The Last Days of the Powell Estate, The Ninth Doctor, Adventures, number 4.2. Starring Christopher Eccleston and Billy Piper as the Doctor and Rose. Writer, Timothy X. Attack. Director, Helen Goodwin. Producer, Matt Fritton. Music, Howard Carter. Sound, Ian Meadows. Cover by Soundcraft Creative. Release date, October 2, 2025. Executive producers, Nicholas Briggs and Jason Haig Ellery. South London, 2036. The Doctor and Rose team up with an urban explorer to investigate the case of Mr. Fingers, an invisible killer haunting an abandoned quarter in the city. If you feel a hand on your shoulder, don't look around. Synopsis. All right, folks, we're back from our little synopsis. So I'm going to let Melvin, you go first on your thoughts on this one. Just general thoughts, yeah.
Yeah. This is we're talking today about The Last Days of the Powell Estate. This is the second in the new Kit Eccleston, Billy Piper run. Tim Atak, if you don't know, he is a proper playwright, and I am super psyched about both this series that's ongoing now with the Ninth Doctor and Billy Piper as Rose, and the new Jodie series, because it really feels like they're bringing the A-list writers to tackle these really like major new ranges. And Tim Atak, this is a guy who the first story I ever heard of him, Big Finish, is a second Doctor story. I think it's called The Black Hole. It's a Jamie and Zoe story.
Oh my God, it's really good.
It's phenomenal. And this is the thing about there are good Doctor Who stories, right? And then there are good plays. There are good audio plays, and
it's called The Wreck of the World. Actually, the Black Hole had Victoria in it, and all I remember is her bloody voice driving me mad.
You're right. It is The Wreck of the World, because the world is the name of the space station or whatever. But this is a proper playwright, and the fact that they are bringing in a proper dramatic writer to write Doctor Who means that everything works. Like, I love this story. And for me, like the MVP, like, I don't want to get into too much depth right off the bat, but like, I have to say that the standout performance to me was Mandy Simons as Brainy Betty, because she feels like a part of season 1. Like, you can see them going next door and talking to her during season 1. Like the way that the characters interact, that Jackie isn't just a support character, like she is a character in this story, as opposed to like sort of like the season 1 stuff where she's sort of comic relief. She does have character moments, but like, this is a fully integrated script here where everything serves the plot. Everything moves the story forward. Every character is important. I absolutely love this. I absolutely loved it.
All right. Dan, what's your overall take on this one?
Yeah, this is basically, you have to look at it as the second part of the Powell Estate trilogy, really, don't you? Because clearly that was what I assume, from what we know, is that it was going to be box sets, but now they're separate by monthly releases. And we know that next month is also Powell Estate as well. Yeah, again, the Powell Estate is basically a character. Jackie it's not. Yeah, it's hard to explain it, but basically, like Melvin said, it's nice to see Jackie as like she's in her place. She's the queen of her domain.
Thank you. I was thinking that too.
We're
The Queen of the
visiting.
Powell Estates.
We're visiting her and her life.
Yep.
So we get to see Jackie as Jackie rather than Jackie as Rose's mum, who she rings up occasionally and is a bit shitty too sometimes.
Mm-hmm.
It's really nice. It's good to meet more people. Again, we meet some more characters from the Powell Estate, which is always nice, and they don't seem cliched and one-dimensional because they fit in well with the 2005 series. And as always, we have to tackle an issue. So this one is fear.
Yeah.
The monster is fear.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I mean, I love Doctor Who. I love season 1. I love Christopher Eccleston and Billy Piper and Camille Coduri. So yeah, it's a great writer. So of course it's great.
Yeah.
Because it is.
So I listened to I didn't get a chance to listen to this until like 11 o'clock last night while I was laying in my bed post-COVID vaccine or laying on the sofa. And I listened to it. And then I was about halfway through and I'm like going, do I like it or don't I? But then the stuff with Jackie and Betty, and you learn they're going to protect a neighbor who everybody, and they give everybody in the building nicknames, which I find very charming.
Yes.
But I also realized that the type of monster it was and the things it does, I went, oh, this feels like a Moffat episode when he was writing for Russell.
Mm-hmm.
Because the idea of Mr. Fingers.
It's a great name. It's a great
name. It is a great name. And none of it makes fucking sense.
No, it's wonderful.
It doesn't, but
it's a good idea.
It is a good idea. And because what I like about audio is I build the world in my head. I know where they're at. I know what they're looking to. I think it's a little bit of my theater background is building sets. What would my set look like? What would it look like then? I'm always playing with it, but it really, it's a slow build, and I mean that as a good thing, because you're in the same place that very well. I've watched the first season of Modern Who 20 times or more, probably, because when new season come out, I'd start at the beginning, like about a month before. I wasn't married, so I didn't have a life. And so all I did was read comic books and watch Doctor Who. But
that's such bliss.
Yeah, that sounds great.
If I ever get old, my wife gets a job that pays both of our salaries worth, I got to be a house husband. So I can clean. I'll be able to clean a house and get the dogs taken care of in about 30 minutes.
I would honestly, I have said this in my actual life, I would do that.
Yep.
And I would have time to read all those books and just do all those jobs around the house. Oh, I want it to be the 1950s again, and I could be a lady. It's fine.
Except hashtag.
It's not the sexism. I don't care about the sexism.
Except hashtag child free.
Yeah.
Yes.
But I really, really liked it. I thought it was creepy. It's a different Rose. It's the Rose from that first season where she doesn't always do what she's told.
Yep.
And which by the time Jack comes around, she's really not doing that. And I'm assuming all of these are taking place between
it's definitely after Father's Day.
Yeah, they're all going to be before Jack, aren't they? They'll have to be, because he won't be in it,
because he's not going to be in it.
He's not going to be in it.
So, but I really, really liked it. But I listened to it again this morning and I liked it even more. Betty is amazing. Just amazing.
Betty, yeah, absolute star. Like that first
I was kind of going, I hope this woman is Caribbean a little bit for the accent, but it's a white woman.
No, she's not. She's not white. I'm sure she's not.
No, she's a person of color.
I looked her up on the internet. Mandy Simons.
She's not white.
But that would be an accent a person of color would have in England, wouldn't they?
Yeah. No, she's authentic she looks authentic for the role.
It's like when I hear a southern accent on TV.
I must have looked up the wrong actress then, because when I looked her up, she's definitely white.
No,
wait a minute. No, hold on a second.
I mean, she's been in loads of Big Finish. She isn't. She was in the first Jodie Whittaker. This is confusing. We're doing time travel now. Me and Melvin are doing a trap one in a few days.
Yes.
About the first Jodie Whittaker one, and Maddie
Yep.
Simons is in that as Gina's mum, who's another character.
Yeah.
She's in loads of Big Finish because she's a really good actor and can do loads of different voices.
Okay, well that's good to know because I must have been looking at the wrong actor.
Yeah.
Okay.
But anyway, yeah, she's one of their like regular company of actors basically.
Yeah.
Because she's great.
She's great. She's
She
great.
was
I was
absolutely
thinking
incredible.
that she
there's
was
that one line where she's talking to Rose on the phone and she's like, they're both going back and forth, and like she's like, well, has there anything weird on the estate? And Eddie are both like, well, and then she like has to give the phone to Betty because Jackie's not taking it seriously, and you just hear her like the way she engages the conversation feels so real and so lived in, and it's just so funny the way she does it because she's like, well, you listen, Rose. Me and your mom, me and these two old hens are gonna sit around and poke a beak in wherever a beak. And I'm just like, it sounds beautiful. Like it just sounds amazing.
And I like the character's. We find out later on the character's motivation as well, when she's very into learning new things and being in the moment because she's been bereaved. And again, like we did with the previous story with the neighbor who had issues. Again, it's a serious subject, but it's written really well. It's not like a big clang, here is an issue kind of thing that some Doctor Who suffers from more recently in the modern era of Doctor Who. This, again, we're tackling bereavement and a bit of mental health thrown into it, but it's done with a really good character that's written really well and acted really well. So this is why I like Doctor Who. Again.
And she's also the one who puts it together, like right from the start.
Yeah.
Because they're like, what is has anything weird been happening on the estate? And she's like, well, I'll tell you, Nervy Steve has had this thing happen. And so she gets it. Like, again, there's that when we talked about in the first story, Snare, was that Jackie has that sort of like on the ground, like local knowledge kind of stuff that isn't played for laughs and it isn't cheap. Like it's the same thing here with her and Brainy Betty. And Brainy Betty like is even sort of more advanced, but the team that they make is like, God, just watching those two parallel scenes where they enter Nervy Steve's apartment and it's the Doctor and Rose talking in one scene with Ellis, and then Brainy Betty and Jackie in the parallel scene. Like it again, it feels like this is a stage, like the stage performance that's going on with actors really at the top of their game.
Yeah, I think the chemistry between the two groups is really good. Even I feel that Neil, of all of them, he's the less fleshed out, I think, but you get everything you need. Is it Neil?
Ellis,
sorry. He's okay. And I like that, there's the whole thing about boyfriend, girlfriend, the thing about she's, we could come back before.
That was great where he's like,
travels in time just to meet boys or whatever. Yeah.
I love that.
And he's like, well, she's like, well, are you going to travel the universe just to meet monsters?
Again, and that feels really natural. The dialogue feels very characterful and organic, which is what we need. And a lesser writer, it could have been really clunky.
Yeah, but and with a lesser cast, because I mean they're back to doing this together and in person if they can. And I think these two people went, oh shit, I got to see Chris, I got to see Billy. I haven't seen her in forever. Let's, we'll get a meal and we'll get to work and we'll have fun. And I think Christopher Eccleston he had some issues with the way the production was run, and the issues he had, I liked that he would stand up for the crew. He wasn't standing up for him. Everything he said was, it's just too hard work. But it's TV, and TV is long, shitty hours to get something done in 9 days. American TV, they do 25 episodes and do 9 days. It's 9 days to shoot an hour of television, and it's awful. I remember hearing an actor asking the guy that played Giles.
Anthony Head.
Anthony Head. We all know him as Anthony, Stewart Head?
Yeah, that's what.
Yeah, he has to use his middle name in this country because of union.
Is there another Anthony Head then that we don't know about? Is that why?
There's an American. There must be an American with an equity card in the U.S. that says, because they do it all the time. Michael J. Pollard isn't. Jay's just added so he could use his name. But they asked him what it was like, and he said it was awful. I mean, I'm up at 2:00 in the morning. This is easy. To me, this is easy. This isn't nothing. I mean, because I used to have to do 24 episodes a year, blah, blah, blah. So I feel the chemistry from them in this. I really, especially on the second listen, I'm like going, man, they're really.
The chemistry is electric. Like, it feels like I'm watching the TV show, and you can tell that, you know, as opposed to, and it's not to put anybody else down, but like you can tell that Eccleston and Piper and Kajuri, they've read the script, they know what they're like, because just the way that they play off each other. You're right, Dan, it just feels natural. And you're right, Ross, like there's the actorliness about it,
Like
that, you
you're
know,
getting takes.
that's that natural,
You know what I
is
mean?
the result of work.
And which is great because a lot of audio is done one line at a time.
Yep.
I explained that to Vic one time. She goes, "What?" I said, "Yeah, they will be not in the same room, and they will get 5 takes from everybody, and it's just a pain."
That's just awful.
It is, but it's
I mean, the
how
Big
you
Finish
book
doesn't feel
actors, man. How
Big
you
Finish
book them.
doesn't feel like that though.
To get
No,
all
and
your
they're all in
actors
the
in
same
one
room, and
room,
they've got their different booths.
Yeah, but they can
They've
see
not got
each
the
other.
booths anymore most of the time, though. I've noticed that in modern ones they haven't got booths anymore.
They're all standing in one room.
They're all standing around a lot more now. Yeah, the booth seems to be in the
and
past.
maybe that's. I want to ask you, how much do you think that is the amazing Helen Goldwyn? Because I've never heard an episode that she directed that wasn't above par.
Stellar. Yep.
Yeah, it's all. I think she's top tier.
She's been guiding she's been directing the Eccleston stuff since
it got good after season 1.
Yeah, after the first one, which we don't talk about. Now, I know some people that work on these things, and I only ever hear nice things anyway, because people are nice. But I've only ever heard really nice things about Helen Goldwyn. I mean, she's amazing. She's also written some Big Finish and acted in them and directed them. I mean, triple threat.
I think that's one of the things I like the most about Big Finish is when they find someone who, most theater people and film people, actors, you have to be multi-talented because you know, like I'm a big Star Trek fan. A lot of the actors in Star Trek, when they were allowed to get the opportunity to direct, they did it because, the guy played Tom Paris knows he was terrible. And now he has produced big TV shows. He is a television director. He produced one of the producers on Resident Alien, which I think is the best science fiction show in the last 15, 20 years. Alan Tudyk is an alien. It's comedy, but they don't pull punches when it comes to jokes and what they do. It is actually very. When I heard Jeff Goddard liked another science fiction show, I really was like, wow, because he's like, he knows what he likes. I'm not saying that a bad thing,
that's true.
He's never watched Star Trek. He's never watched some of this other stuff. He doesn't know it, but he found something new, and it is so good. But I think Big Finish does that where hey, Helen goes, I want to write a script. Well, give us one. Oh, would you like to direct one? You know, Louise Jameson is directing and running.
Yeah, they do a lot of this now, which is lovely. Like Gareth David Lloyd from Torchwood.
Yep.
Yeah. When I met him, I'll have to do some name dropping. When I met him recently, and I was just going, oh my God, I didn't really used to like Torchwood on telly because it wasn't really very good. But your audios are amazing. And I thought, oh God, what am I saying to him? And he's just like smiling politely at me, going, oh Jesus. But like he's been writing quite a few of them.
Yeah.
Because they obviously, if they like someone and they're capable, they've got the skills. Big Finish are really good at that. They'll just give them different work. And everyone's really good at it, and they basically nurture people's talent, which is what you should do.
It's a company you want to be.
It's great.
I met Nicholas Briggs and Jason Haig Ellery at a Gallifrey con, and I met Nicholas Briggs at the photo. I have a photo with both of them. That's when he walked through the main room. Nicholas Briggs. I was like, oh, that's Nicholas Briggs. And Vic went, you're going to fanboy for Doctor Who, and it's that guy, the voice of the Daleks. Shut up. He's one of us. He's a nerd who got to do what he wanted to do. But I got to talk to Jason Haig Ellery, and he is very, very outgoing, very polite, but he's also running a business, and he was very conscious of that. If we need to sell stuff at the table, but he was engaged. And I had a white Blue Peter pin on my lapel. And he was like, is that real? And I went, oh, fuck no, it ain't real. I got a set of 3 fakes, blue, the gold, and the white. And I gave the standard one to my niece so she could put it on her Ace jacket.
Nice.
So, but he was like, he fanboyed for a minute. Is that a real white? If I had said it was real and he had offered me money, I'd have sold it to him.
Yeah, no, getting back to the thing though, Helen Goldwyn, what you were talking about is like, you can tell that she is like struck a chord and a relationship with Kit Eccleston, because in behind the scenes stuff, which one of the laments for me of this story is there's no behind the scenes stuff.
I was so disappointed in that.
Me too. But I know that I've seen him at cons and in other interviews like spontaneously bring up Helen Goldwyn. Like he thinks that highly of her, and that kind of working relationship, especially for an actor like him who is like such a cheerleader for like everyone who's involved in the process.
Oh,
like
can I interrupt you? There are behind the scenes things on it. It's a separate file when you download it. What they've started doing is when you download the zip of the story, you know, with all the chapters, that's one download. But then on the Big Finish website, there's always now a separate bit, which is they just call it, which they call extended extras. And that's a separate bit.
Is it in the download? Like, is it?
I don't know. Are you using the app? Are you using the app on the website?
I don't know. I logged into Melvin's on the app. Tried to on the app on my phone. It wouldn't let me.
I've never used the app, but on the website, it's a separate thing. When you go to your account, there's two things. You know what the newest things at the top, and you've got the zippy bit. You can download it as MP3 zip or
below,
M4A,
I get it.
and it's a separate bit. Yeah, they're all separate now, which is annoying. So if you forget, you're like, oh,
it is annoying. But I agree with you, Melvin.
Well, I think I'll find it afterwards. But yeah, go ahead.
But it should be there somewhere.
I think it feels like that she's got them all in a room, that they are having a conversation before they start. Yep. What do you think?
They must be, because we know that they basically, when they got Christopher Eccleston, they clearly had the right. What could we do to keep you happy in the nicest possible way to keep you interested? Same as with Paul McGann, when Paul McGann was having enough of it, and they kept him because they got him involved. Because you have to you've got to keep your doctor happy.
Well, I mean, and he's also
which there's no problem with that. Like who has?
Yeah, it's great. No one would have a problem with that, because unless they having
an absolute ball.
Yeah, and he's tackling things he likes.
Yep.
Well, then I think there's in that he's part of the collaborative process. He's going great script notes. He's probably giving script notes to a point, but he's also probably going, he's also capable. He understands the writer. I don't think reason he went to do Doctor Who. The only reason he did Doctor Who is because he knew Russell Davies was writing it.
Yeah.
And that makes sense. They had done it. Davies has done a lot of amazing television. And I think I think him and Helen Goodwin nourished that. And also you've got Billy coming with 20, what is it? How many years?
Too many.
It's definitely
20 years. It's 20 years on.
20 years of experience of a great actress. She's
really good now.
She is. In this, like, God, it's just like she's just knocking it down. Just knocking it down.
It's great. And I like I only listened to the first set of the Doom. Was it the Doom Canon or whatever the
Doom
Canon?
The Dimension Canon.
Right. Dimension Canon. I liked it when I like parallel dimension stories. A nerd for that, like time travel stories. I'm nerd for. But she was so good in it, and that because she had more. She knew she was leading it. She kind of, and she's also been a leading lady. In TV and on Broadway. And there is a bit of work that the person at the top of the call sheet sets the tone for a movie. That's why you have people who think of one example. The guy from can you hear me?
Yes.
I lost you slightly.
No, my microphone just gave me a message.
That's all right. You said the guy from, and then we couldn't hear you.
And then we couldn't hear anything. Yes.
Who's the guy?
Yeah, he is, and he talks about it. He sets the tone.
Which guy? Which guy? We couldn't hear you. Tell us who it was. Who the guy is?
Oh, you're muted now.
You're muted now.
All right.
We're never going to know who the guy. Okay, who's the guy? The guy from.
Hold on 1 second, guys.
It's okay. Don't worry.
Hey,
I'm trying to guess.
No, it's changing my speakers. Thank you.
I can hear.
That's better.
Hear you.
That's better.
Yeah, I can hear you.
Right.
You said there's
I'll
a guy.
have to edit here. But Nathan Phil, he's the one. He goes to every actor before they start, knocks on the door of their trailer, and greets them.
Who? I think
his name's Nathan Fillion. He was
on
Firefly
and all those things.
He's in his fourth television series. But he's one of those guys, and I could see Eccleston.
You've got to do that. He's like
one of those guys who goes.
Totally.
Knows he's the top of the call sheet, and he has to set the tone for it.
Yeah. For those Dimension Canon audios, like it's a very different performance from Billie Piper. Like it just feels so 2005, which is it's absolutely incredible. Like even her vocal tone, like I know it can be difficult for folks 20 years on to find where they were or like find that range, but she's so playful.
Get it up
with it that it really hits.
Yeah. I agree. I think she sounded very much like her. It's kind of like when I listen to Colin Baker ones. Is he playing Colin TV era? Is he playing whatever? How far away? He knows it. I feel it changes it a little bit. And she's got it. She nails it perfectly. And and they're so good together. They have to be in the same room.
I mean, we've seen pictures, so we assume they're at least some of them. They're in the same room. We don't know. We're never going to know.
I do want to go back to the story for a minute and go back to something that Dan, you said earlier on, which was that the Powell estate itself is sort of a character in this story, and it wasn't the last one too, and especially like what you were saying about the nicknames like that. I'm curious to see how and if that continues, like if that, as you say, is part of a sort of a trilogy, or if it's an ongoing thing throughout this, what's set up to be its own sort of season, or if or how this goes. Because I remember in Snare, right, that one of the things of the plot was that Kevin's dad was that everyone on the estate called him Spider, and it's sort of like teasy way. And here we've got sort of Nervy Steve, we've got Grumpy. What's the guy that she steals salt from at the end? His name is like Grumpy Ken. Like I love that it's definitely Grumpy Ken, but like that there's a sort of way in which the estate itself has it has a character, it has a lived-in feel, and I really love this idea of. And again, it's a strange thing to me, and I wanted to see if y'all had any thoughts about it. But this, not only the idea of the Powell Estate being a character, but this sort of like the culture of the Powell Estate has a culture that feels very like tangible and like visceral in a way, that you've got this sort of like nicknaming nomenclature of people having sort of like. But the other thing is like that those two characters, Kevin's dad, right, who they call Spider, and Nervy Steve, are both sort of like shut-ins in a way, isolated characters, like. And I'm wondering like what might be going on there in terms of the ongoing narrative. But I just find that really interesting that the first two stories have characters like that both sort of have these sort of like almost sort of derogatory or playful
well, I mean, I like that too, because I think I live in an apartment building, and I've given nicknames to some of our fellow tenants. They have a guy that lives across our fire escape he's just wound a little too tight and angry, so I call him Angry Twink because he looks like a twink, and
that's what you need to say really on that. That's perfect. Oh, I wonder what's Jackie's nickname.
Yes.
Does she know
the
what
boss? I would assume hers is the boss.
Yeah, what could it be?
But it's good. No, you got Brainy Betty. It's everybody gets it, and I don't. So council estates and we have apartment buildings, and then we have housing projects, which are nowhere. They're run down and shitty, and they're just crap buildings, especially in this town. But do all council estates have like a little shop in them and stuff like that?
Some of them, some do and some don't. I'd imagine it depends. On TV, they often do because
it's a community hub sort of spot.
Because but nowadays, basically everything gets knocked down in this country, and then they build so-called luxury apartments.
Yeah, they do that this time too.
But then there's a rule. There's some kind of building rule where you've got to have a certain amount of shops and things on the bottom floor. Like there's things below. But yeah, the classic council estate from like post-war, most of them have been knocked down now. But the sort of 1960s, 70s ones, they do tend to have like a community centre and a few shops and a horrible pub that you wouldn't go to. Normally with a flat roof. Sound like I'm being a snob now, but trust me, I'm not being a snob really.
All right. Well, Richmond's in a building boom, and everything has businesses at the bottom. They don't last long, but they got them.
Yeah.
But I just wanted to know, because it sounds like that in that community, you don't really go far.
Yeah.
Unless you're going to.
But that's one of the other things, is that not only does it get do you have the sense of the estate itself having a sort of culture, or a sort of like where everyone knows each other, but also with both Spider in Snare and here Nervy Steve, like that there's a limit to what you know about other people.
Yeah.
Like as much as you know and like have nicknames for other people, like you never know what's going on behind their doors. So like that's one of the interesting things to me about you sort of postulating what do people call Jackie, because like we are so intimately familiar with her and her life and Rose's life, but it feels like one of the real draws here in these first two Eccleston stories. And again, I don't know if that was the brief to the writers, was like introducing sort of mystery on the estate, like as well as we think we know it and as familiar as it is to us. Like it's also a place where weird things happen and you don't, and again, not even just weird in terms of like aliens or like super future or like dimension crossing Slender Man, which is another thing like that feels very contemporary for 2005, is that Mr. Fingers has a sort of Slender Man sort of feel to it. But that again, like in a very realistic sort of like kitchen sink RTD 2005 way, that's part of the drama is getting to know the people, like that there are secrets that they have that you don't know, or things that are going on in their life that you just aren't aware of. Because Brandy Betty tells that story right at the beginning where she's like, well, you know why they call him Nervy Steve, don't you? And Jackie's like, well, I think you're about to tell me.
I love it. I like it. And they even worked in Bad Wolf. Just in a line. I mean, it took me a second. Oh, wait a minute. Bad Wolf.
Mm-hmm.
Kind of anchor it. But I think you're right, Melvin. I think they're, if we're going to set 3 stories in a row, all in the Powell Estates, we have a lot of other people. We could bring in a lot more people and have different stories, because why did the doctor land there? I don't hope they don't say that there's an overarching reason why these last 3 stories all had something to do with the doctor visiting, that it's just
I hope there is.
Well, I mean, they really are heavily hinting at that. At the end of this one, Rose says, we never found out why it came here. And we're thinking, and also they mentioned that, the problem started in 2005, 2006 in this story. And the previous story, basically,
was the same thing.
Yeah, they're basically saying something's happening because it's too much of a coincidence. Okay. Even with the Doctor Who book of cliches, it's still, it's going to be an arc, and that's fine because we like arcs.
And even at this point, like I love the way it's playing out, because it's not interrupt, like it's not like a or crack in the universe, crack in the wall thing.
It's just happening. It's just there.
Yep.
Yeah. I hope it's not universe saving, because that'll just tweak me.
But this is why I like this era of Doctor Who, because it's very local. Whereas now, the last few seasons of Doctor Who, not that I'm slagging it off, it's like, the entire universe and all of creation will be destroyed. And that's fine, but you can't keep doing that.
Yeah.
Whereas this is like some sad people that live on a council estate and they've had hard times. And then you get a bit of an alien thing going on and you get a small character piece. And for me, that's far more rewarding as a listener slash viewer, because you can get really into it. Whereas I don't really care about all the special effects and the universe being destroyed again, because it happens every bloody week.
Yeah, I agree, because that's kind of been my pet peeve of Modern Who, is the season finales have tweaked me, because they're always about spectacle and not...
And they're about Doctor Who as well. It's like, just stop being about Doctor Who.
Well, and the other thing that's really compelling about these 2 stories, these first 2 Eccleston stories, is that I love that we're drawing on... It feels so integrated in the season, and that we're actually drawing on the immediate experience of Rose and sort of developing that. Because in the first one, obviously the sort of connection is that she's just lost her father, and Kevin's dad is lost also. So there's like a tenuous connection there that allows her to sort of sympathize with Kevin. And here, you got that sense of like, don't call your mom. We're 30 years in the future. You can't call because And then the way they work that in, where it feels it feels like the character development is happening as we're listening to the story, and it's completely integrated with the season. Like it's just so well written.
It's perfect, because she's reading the book 1001 Common Mistakes in Time Travel, which it's a really funny line, but as it follows on from Father's Day and what happened last time in the audio, it's exactly. It feels like they've slotted, sometimes with Big Finish, when they've slotted like 500 episodes into a gap, you go, not again. With this, it feels like it really is. It's got the tone. It's like the things we didn't have time to do at the time that they would have done if they had more time. Nothing feels out of place, and that's the sign of a good Doctor Who audio.
Yeah. This is a script that would have been beautiful, would have been amazing to see on TV. I mean, this is one of those ones where you could have shot this. It would have been easy as you could. I mean, because it's very intimate.
Yep.
You're basically around these 2 bubbles of the story, Granny Betty and Jackie, and then the Dr. Rose and what's his name again?
Ellis.
I can't want to keep calling one to call him Neil.
We need to talk about Ellis at some point.
Yeah, we do. But before we do,
they're really good. Well, let's go to Ellis. I
Well, hold on just a second before we go to that, because it's
All
very
right.
connected. Is that I love that we're getting more of again, we've touched on it a little bit, but that we're getting way more of Jackie. And
Yeah,
I
yeah.
love when she is describing, it feels like I want an entire episode that is more like Jackie centric, because listening to the way that she describes her encounter with the Slovene to Brainy Betty, she's like, oh yeah, there was a cop who came into my apartment one time and I had to throw pickles at him. It's so funny listening. And she's like, and then Brainy Betty, her response is like, look at me, look at my face. I'm not having anything to do with a cop. So like it again, it just feels like it's worked in to the structure of the narrative. But like listening to Jackie tell a Doctor Who story is one of the fucking funniest things I think I've ever heard.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know that from the extras that Tim Atack really loved that scene, the Slovene scene, and he
Yes.
wanted to give Jackie that sense of agency, which,
Oh my god.
of course, yeah,
Yep.
it's perfect. It all fits
No, it
together
was.
Yeah,
really
forgive
well.
me.
I
Forgive me
love
for holding it up,
Jackie.
but I just wanted to talk again. Like that feels like it's worked into the season, because that's an
Yeah.
experience. In as much as Rose is talking about her experience with Father's Day, like she can't at this point yet, like really tell Jackie everything that's going on, right? But like Jackie has her own perspective on events, so that feels really fun again and integrated well into the story too. Like that Jackie is also having Doctor Who adventures.
Yeah.
Hmm.
I think Camille Codori she shines. I've liked her in every Big Finish she's been in. I really do. She brings something to it. Um, I forget what set it was, but there's one where she was kind of driving the arc or the story, and it was really wonderful. And the Dimension Canon,
Mm-hmm.
where you know they go to the world that's ending. They're on this world that's about to just disappear. And it's Pete and uh, Jackie are together, and it's all going to end. And they got to convince Rose, you've got to leave. I forget which one it was, and it was just wonderful. She's so good in this one, and the chemistry between her and
Brainy Betty,
is just
old.
so good. They sound like two old friends just
They've
talking
got to
shit.
bring her back.
And I love
They
how
have
they
to.
call it. She's what is it? What I like is that they're grief. They're grief group, and it's two ladies who are both share grief, about loss of someone very important to them, and they do it by sitting around being catty about the neighbors
Yeah.
and playing board
That's the
board
best
games.
kind.
Rose
Yeah,
is
it's
like,
perfect.
you're just dissing Fiona, right?
I love it, and they're this best buds, and they probably all have they both have different nicknames for everybody. That's why Jackie's like, "Oh, I can't wait to tell me what you call him this." Like something later. The guy in 4L, oh my God, I call him so and so. But they're great. They're great, and I really, really just them together is so. It just the two groups just tie together. You feel you're in the same story the whole time.
But I agree with Dan. I really
and
hope
kind
that
of in
they
my head, they were like
back.
on set split screen or something at times.
Yep.
Like when she's got
Oh,
a
that would be
flip,
perfect.
but
Yeah,
the
on the telly.
flip phone with no speakerphone, and then the doctor zaps
Now it does.
it. Now it does. God, Jesus.
But I love that they're also bound by the technological limits of 2005, in as much as they aren't for the speakerphone. Like he can't write a text that's longer than a certain number of characters.
Oh, I love that. It's like in oh god, which one is it? I think it's the Slovene two-parter in
That's
2005. There's the bit where Mickey has to use the internet
That's right.
it's really shit. And I just do you remember the shit internet that takes ages? And I thought, oh, it's so perfect.
Ever I hear a dial-up sound effect.
Oh my god, it triggers me just thinking
That was
about
the
it.
only thing that took me out of this story, was when the doctor tells Rose that Ellis, who again, forgive me for derailing us, we should really want to talk about him next.
It's fine.
Is in it for kicks and selfies, and I'm like, selfie was definitely a word in 2005, but it's not one that would be in common usage.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
not what it was.
So it's the
Not
only
that.
thing that like took me out of the story, because everything else really feels period appropriate.
It does. Well, let's talk about him.
Ellis, yeah.
I liked him. I really did, because he wasn't. I had a feeling at the beginning he'd be this annoying prat who gets killed, but he's not annoying. He's actually a nice guy,
It's all
and he's
right.
like, "Yeah, sure, come along, let's do that." He's like they are. He just travels to places to explore, but he just is one of those people who likes an old deserted building. I find those web pages or some things, like we have one for old Richmond, and now I'm realizing, oh shit, those are pictures from when I moved here.
Yep.
But you get to see, and there's one called Abandoned Houses in Virginia, And Melvin will know, driving through the South, if you're near the
yeah.
Blue Ridge and you're going through one of those highways along the Blue Ridge Mountains, you're going to see some dilapidated shacks falling down on the side of the road. They're everywhere, everywhere. Some of them are big palatial houses or old, that just there's no reason to live there anymore.
It's always exciting looking at them. There's a disused lime works on my canal that I walk along, and most of it's gone now. But I'm so tempted to try and get in there just to explore it. But
I'm gonna need you to post some photos of that.
But it's kind of illegal. Cool. It's kind of illegal. Weirdly, right? That the lime works is the lime works is next to a disused quarry that was in Delta and the Bannerman from Doctor Who.
Oh my god!
That I did break into because I could get in, so I did sneakily. But I didn't do anything bad.
Hey, we when I was in college, we have a very famous cemetery called Hollywood Cemetery. And and when I moved here, that it was a bad neighborhood. It's not a bad neighborhood anymore. But we would jump in. We would, maybe get a little drunk, use some chemical enhancements for a fry. It was the 80s. And just go through it. And if the guard came, you just climbed over the back fence and walked the train trestle, this beat up old train trestle till you got to downtown and you could walk back. But I like that he's just one of those people who likes these weird places to go explore. And it's a good thing. Yeah. And I felt bad when he died.
Well, the other part of that, before we get to that part, is that the vibe he gives off at the beginning, you sort of feel, again, because we're encouraged to think of this in the 2005 season, is that this is potentially another Adam. So this is another guy who's just going to disrupt things. So because they go both ways, like, right, when you meet Adam first, Rose does the exact same thing she does with Ellis, where she's like, oh, he's a lot like you, Doctor. So I feel like you're supposed to get that sense of Ellis could go either way, which I really love that as well.
Well, I'm glad they didn't go the Adam way, because I think that's a neat thing, and it should be the Doctor. We find out why the Doctor doesn't just grab everybody.
Yeah, we don't want to do that again. We've done that before.
Yeah,
I like how we're doing a podcast about an audio play about a podcast. It's very meta.
Yeah, I was thinking that. It's just But I like the drone. I mean, I just liked all of it. And when he dies, I was like, oh man, you didn't have to kill this one. He was actually pretty good.
Oh. Well, he managed 64 episodes of his own podcast, didn't he? So
yes.
He got quite a lot of content done.
And I love that he promotes his own podcast before the end.
But you've got to promote your own podcast.
He's like, you got to go listen to my back issues on my back episode.
I've got 64 episodes. No, technically only 63, because I don't think he would have uploaded unless because it's 2036. So they're probably live uploading it to a big cloud that goes into your brain or something by then, aren't they?
Yep.
Yeah.
Hey, there's a Doctor Who nerd out there in the real world who's going to make a fake one.
Oh God!
Talking
of it as well, the actor that plays him is Harky Bambara, who was in one of the really good earlier Christopher Eccleston ones. You know, the ones with the talking dog. You remember that one?
The audio.
Yeah, the Red Darkness and the Green Gift by Roy Gill. Yeah, he plays the talking dog in those. Yeah, he's the dog.
Oh,
he's really good. Because I know him from a Scottish sitcom called Two Doors Down, which is one of those nice, simple, modern sitcoms, which is just about a load of neighbours that kind of overstay their welcome and pop round all the time. And he was in that for a few years as the token non-Scottish person. He was like a boyfriend who was a bit dim but really lovely. So it's always funny hearing him in Doctor Who's, because he's playing something completely different, like a dog.
That arc of the 2 episodes of the guy trying to get back to like
that was lovely.
What was it he's trying to get back to, like a colony planet or colony ship?
I can't remember. It's long.
Those were great. Those were Roy Gill.
I saw the guy that plays the guy in that. I read him. I think he must be a Doctor Who fan, because I saw him queuing for an autograph at or something at one of the things I went to. I was like, how do I know this man? That was how, because he's on the cover of that one. But yeah, it's a good cast. Again, these little stories, they've only got a small cast, and they always get really good people.
Yep.
Yeah, I think I just looked. He's also in the Magician's Apprentice episode of the TV show.
Who's it playing there?
He's the guy that answers the doctor's when the doctor calls unit or something. That said, there's not much of a description, so he probably just someone unit said one sentence and got his credit.
Well, he's really good too. He feels
he's just
really
good.
He feels really a part of the action. One thing I want to talk about is because we haven't really mentioned it yet. Is there's a bit of, I don't know if you want to call it Foley work or like effects work. it's where they're talking and the drone starts, not the drone like the filming drone, but the sort of
The
low
weird
level
noise.
buzz.
Yeah.
Yes. I was like, what's
Ugh.
the first time I
The,
listened to it, I'm like, what's going on?
the tinnitus, whatever it is.
It's incredible though, because the way that they use, I mean, it would be difficult to do that on TV, but for an audio drama and in the audio medium, like I love that it affects our perception as much as it is affecting theirs. And I just feel like it's such an absorbing way to work in something that's happening in the drama to the way that we are experiencing it as audience members. Just astonishing.
The first time I
really
listened to it, Melvin, I thought it was me. I was like,
Me
what's
too.
wrong? Because I was
What's
laying there
going
post COVID shot going, is my brain melting?
Yeah, it's again, I'd like it when audios use another additional audio element to give you something you wouldn't get in any other format, whatever the word is. You know, it's very audio-y.
I think general praise to Big Finish for doing that a lot, but the Foley work is in almost every Big Finish is good. This one, it's really good. That because when I listened to it, once I realized it was meant to be there, I was like, okay. When I listened to it again this morning, and when my head was clear, I was like, this is just. I feel like because I feel this story drops you in. It drops us into the story a lot more. Yep. Does that make sense?
Yep.
Yeah, it's whatever the word is, where you're. Oh God, the brain fog. The immersive. That's the word. Immersive.
It is.
It's like an
immersive
audio. Yeah.
Yeah. And I'm really, those are the ones that shine for me are always those that are, that pull you into it. I've always been, I'm going to ask you guys, I've always been a listener of audio plays and audio stories, even before Big Finish. I like a book on tape, but I would listen to the old radio plays and to hear someone do it well, because in the 40s and we had radio soaps and radio dramas and stuff like that. We don't much on our radio anymore, unless you're on because none of us listen to the radio anymore. We listen to Spotify and that. It's like, oh, good. I listen to some books, but I like that Big Finish. And especially in this one is if you do good Foley work, just a little clip of any sound or any noise will trigger something in your brain to, you know what I mean? That makes you help build the story, because you have to do a lot of world building in your head with these. And this one with the sound and stuff, I felt more and more. And also during the threat, when Rose had it on her back. Yep. And when Ellis dies and she goes, she's just, what are you talking about? I didn't touch you, all this stuff. I was kind of like, see, Rose, you dumbass. Come on.
Yeah, when he dies, there's a really good, horrible, staticky noise that they have in the mix with his scream, which again is kind of, what the hell's that? But that noise really helps.
But it's really cool because the Doctor sort of initiates that whole sequence, because he's like, he can hear Rose talking to Ellis and she's like going a little bit too far with what she's saying. And so he calls, or like she's being a little bit too either negative or whatever it is. So the Doctor says, hey, Rose, come up here for a minute. And that's when the thing gets Ellis. So like there's, that is also worked into the drama, that Ellis's demise, at least in the active story, because we learn that because of what they've done, like in 2036 real time of what happens afterwards, that he's probably out, doing whatever, because they've defeated Mr. Fingers. But I do love that that's worked into the drama, where something that the Doctor does is what initiates him going, and that we get that little scene where you say, like, you get that little staticky thing at the end where he's like, oh my God, listen to my episodes.
That's podcasters. We're all just like, my brand, my legacy, and all that. Oh, one thing we haven't mentioned is in the pre-title sequence bit, where they are out by 30 years and Rose says, you owe me a curly whirly to the Doctor. So it's time for my horrible English trashy food. Do Americans understand it moment?
Please, because I was going to ask. I'm glad.
Yes, we need. This is an important part of the.
I was like, curly whirly sounds more like a sex.
I'm only coming back if I can talk about crap food again. Curly whirly. So you don't have a curly whirlies in America. So curly whirly is basically, it's, oh God, it's, if you imagine some long pieces of hard caramel twisted together as a long bar, then covered in milk chocolate, That's a Curly Whirly. They were they're from Cadbury's. They came out in 1970, and Mars apparently introduced a ship version of it in America, called it a Marathon around the same time, because lots of different companies were doing their own versions of it to try and spoil the launch of Curly Whirly in the UK. And they called it a Marathon.
The Marathon, I think I've heard of, but like
it sounds familiar. But
Cadbury's
I've
been
eaten pretty
holding
much
out.
every random candy bar that in the 70s and 80s that was in a vending machine.
Yeah.
What's
Yeah.
a Clark bar? I'd never had one.
But what's weird is that Mars launched it in
Clark
America
bars
as
are good, yeah.
and called it a Marathon, even though later on Mars's most famous chocolate bar, which still exists now, is in fact called it was called a Marathon for years, which was another whole thing, which was like peanuts and chocolate and nougat. That was a
like
Marathon for many, many years later on. And then that got called Snickers in America. And then Europe rebranded it, probably about 20 years ago now. In the UK, that then got renamed Snickers to match all the international Snickers. Oh my God, the outrage in this country when they changed the name to Snickers is like, Snickers? What is a Snickers?
I'm outraged that it was not called Snickers.
For some reason, it was called Marathon anyway. But yeah, I don't know why Mars launched a Curly Whirly ripoff in America in the 70s
and called it Marathon. Yeah, that's
Marathon. It's just like some kind of time war thing, but with chocolate. I don't understand. Anyway,
and I looked it up. I just looked it up.
It's so
Melvin,
confusing.
do you remember a candy bar that was it had holes in it?
Yeah, it's kind of got holes where it
looks like
together.
It's a chocolate covered pretzel with about 7 pretzels in it.
That's
but long. Was it long as well, stretched out?
Yeah, it was long. It looks like a little longer than it
That's
holds.
kind of a good description. Yeah, it's
totally
like
missed out on that. But no, I appreciate that, Dan. That's very useful knowledge, because like the first thing my head goes to when I hear
what's a Curly Whirly?
It's like curly fries. So I just assumed it was like the chips.
Oh God, don't say that. Now I'm hungry. Curly fries.
I assumed it was like
again now.
The chips joke at the end of the end of the world, where she's like, I don't have any money, and she's like, you're buying, because she wants like steak and
chips. You gotta have chips. But I want chips now, because like English chips, like the fish and chips thing is we're now being shown by
I think I've ate one of those.
A Marathon. Yeah, that looks like
that's what became the Snickers, because that don't look like a freaking Snickers bar.
No.
They just renamed it. Yeah.
You're showing us a picture of the Marathon and what's inside it. That is a Curly Whirly. That's like that's a naked Curly Whirly, and then one named as a Marathon. That's what that's what Mars did in the 70s in America.
No, I've literally never seen or heard of this. This is bizarre.
Yeah. It's a fake Curly Whirly.
Well, I appreciate.
There's a guy with a Curly Whirly.
There you go. Now we're looking at a picture of a man dressed as a schoolboy for some reason. I don't know why. He's clearly about 50 years old, and he's got a Curly Whirly.
It looks like he's got a Star of David on his hat.
He's doing a suggestive face, like it's slightly pornographic, about shoving it all in his mouth. And that's America for you, I'm afraid, in the 70s. Everything was a bit.
Well, again, I appreciate that, Dan, and thank you for the reference, Ross.
Okay, so I've just scrolled up to the TV commercial, and Patrick Wayne, John Wayne's son, is hawking the Curly Whirly.
See, it got around as a Marathon.
Well,
it's a
Patrick was never that good an actor, man.
I've never heard of him. That's how much I know about him.
He's if you've ever watched a later John Wayne movie, he's in it.
Is he like the Eric Roberts of Julia Roberts?
Well,
basically.
Eric Roberts is
he's the only one of John Wayne's children that thought they'd be an actor.
I know that Eric Roberts isn't Julia Roberts' child. That was just the first
first
person I could think of. I'm trying to think. There's Clint Eastwood's got a hot son, hasn't he? What's his name? He's in all the things.
Sean, is it Sean?
I don't know. I don't care.
He's a good actor.
That kind of thing.
I did see a really funny meme the other day, and it must be from a movie or TV show that I haven't seen. Speaking of Julia Roberts, where she was like, the meme said something like, Julia Roberts says it's okay to listen to Morrissey even though you hate the Smith, or to listen to the Smiths even if you hate Morrissey. And I'm like, why is this a news item? But apparently it's like a line.
I really hate Morrissey, but I fucking love
everyone hates Morrissey because he's
a dick.
I'm not going to swear in this
podcast,
but yes, he is the worst person. He's ruined vegetarianism for me by being.
He's just a poster child for angry white man.
I'm like, why is Julia Roberts weighing in on this?
Is she really though? Or was it? I don't even know what's real anymore.
I think it's from a TV show. Like that
she probably was asking about something.
It'll be an out of context quote, won't it, from something, which becomes a headline.
Which
I love all that nonsense because that keeps us happy. You know, I'd rather read about Julia Roberts' thoughts on the Smiths rather than what's going on in the world.
Yes.
Yeah.
All the history of Curly Whirlies.
Yeah. All right. Well, thank you. I knew at one point me or Melvin could ask you what a Curly Whirly, because I didn't think of chocolate.
That's why you got me back on the show.
trying to figure out what it's a I thought it was a euphemism for something.
I need to know what next month's is going to have in it. I need to know what it's going to be. I've got to find something in it.
The
Oh
next
God.
treat.
We
We
need
may
some
have to
kind of
bring
food
you
I've got
back
to
then,
explain.
Dan, because the way I had this arranged is that we were going to do every couple to switch out, and so I was going to bring in Mark McManus from
You
Track
can bring in Mark as well, you know.
Oh yeah,
Mark,
it's great. And
let's do
thanks,
that.
Melvin. But I appreciate it. Folks. There's a reason I'm very sporadic with Gallifrey. I mean, let's team up
Yeah.
because everyone's heard I broke my foot. I just have not had the bandwidth.
Yeah,
You know,
No,
get it.
understandable.
my foot surgery didn't go well, and I'm kind of fucked for a while.
Yeah.
But it's been a lot, and I appreciate Melvin keeping me on focus for Gallifrey because I have very low bandwidth.
Yeah, no, and I love this.
And these are easy to do as well. Relatively,
They are,
aren't
and
it's a thing we
making
want to
me
listen to
listen.
anyway, you know. So
Yeah, and I haven't
Yeah.
listened to a lot of New Big Finish. I really had to cut back on my spending and stuff, so I'm very strategic.
Yeah.
I mean, if it's Colin, or Paul,
Oh
I'm
yeah.
really quick to get him as soon as I can. Especially Paul. I really have become a huge fan of the Paul McGann era.
and
Big
there's
Finish.
more coming soon because we're near the
Yeah,
end
I'm
of the
excited.
year.
But I also
Good ones.
I forgot I had downloaded the Gallifrey, the more recent Gallifrey, the first two stories of the new with with basically Leela and the General and for
The Gallifrey Time War stuff, you mean?
Time War stuff. I've never heard that.
Yeah, neither have I.
There's too much stuff.
Yeah, that's
I listened
looks
to the
good, though.
Gallifrey series at the beginning, and the first couple seasons were rough because it was basically West Wing on Gallifrey, and it wasn't as interesting as the West Wing. But once they took Romana out of being the president and made it all her and Navin and Leela being the back of the bones, it's great. I recommend it, but you got to slog. If you're going to start at the beginning, you got to slog through the first two sets or something.
There's not enough time in life for all these other shows.
If I have to, it's like if I got to go to one of the older sets, I've been doing Jago and Lightfoot. I did do it.
That's nice.
I love Jago and Lightfoot. Those are great sets. So, but yeah, I just look back to this one. I think I like that they're doing monthly. I said that's last time, or doing bi-monthly.
Yeah, it's nice. It's a nice arrangement.
I think they're making a choice and a better choice for their business.
It is really good because also it gets more, like I've said last time, it gets more attention because you've got one story. So you get, this is happening now. We're talking about that one story. If it was a box set every 6 months or whatever, it wouldn't get the same. Each story wouldn't get the same attention from people.
Yeah,
and I like spreading them out. So you've basically got a 2-year period where you've got a 9th Doctor or a 13th Doctor every month, and that's great. I'm very happy about that. I'd rather do that.
Yeah, I think he said. I think they got to the point is we're paying, and also they're using smaller casts.
Yeah,
everything's like 5 people. They're just doing it's
nice. I love
it. These are choices that not only save them money and allow them to continue doing what they're doing, but by making them smaller casts and have nurturing directors.
Yeah,
like Helen Goldwyn and Lou Jameson and having all these other people continue and using us and having that family of actors that you go back to is all good business, because I think the quality is more consistent. I'm not going to say higher because they always have a high quality, but more consistent.
It feels like they're not pumping it out as product. It feels like there's certain ranges that I don't listen to because I just go whatever. But every single release feels like they've worked it really well.
Yeah,
everything is done to its best.
Yeah,
I agree completely. I mean, obviously, like again, I've been talking since the beginning. Like having a playwright like Timothy X. Atack to come in and write your Doctor Who story.
Is that his real name?
As far as I know,
I don't know about the X bit because there's more than one Tim Atack as well. There's a musician called Tim Atack as well.
Oh God, so
which is a weird coincidence. Yeah, so I'm assuming the X has been added for
as like
clarification. Yeah, exactly. But no, it's quite a rare name, so that's quite funny. Because I used to get that confused years ago because I'd heard of the other one who'd worked on loads of. It doesn't matter, but they're not famous, but they're known if you know stuff kind of musician. Okay. Yeah. So but talking to that, there's lots of playwrights. I noticed one interesting thing is that the next release is by Lisa McMullen for episode 3, which weirdly then mirrors, the first good box set. I'm trying to hold up to the camera.
Second one.
The respond to all calls.
There's a great Gallifrey's Most Wanted episode about that.
Right.
Talk about our
Weird,
back
right?
episodes.
I listened to that. Right. On that box set, episode 1 is written by Lisa McMullen. Episode 2 is written by Tim Foley. And episode 3 is written by Timothy X. Atack.
There we go. So
And
they
directed by Helen Goldwyn.
Yep.
So we're kind of we're
Getting the
starting
band
this
together.
off the same way we started that off with those 3 writers, which is nice.
And I think she's one of the because I was looking that I hadn't listened. I don't think I've listened to the box set 3, the 3rd box set. Because I didn't listen to anything for a while, so I got behind.
So, yeah, the one you haven't heard is the River Song one,
Is
The
that
Cybermen one,
which is brilliant.
the Metropolis one is the 3rd one with Lost
No,
Warriors.
I saw that one. I listened
which
to
one is
that
the River
one. I'm gonna
Song?
have
I
to.
thought River
I'll
Song
figure
was
it out.
River Song was the most
I'm
recent one,
confused,
yeah.
but I'll reach out to you
There's-
afterwards and try
there's
to
so
get
many.
my head around. Because
Yeah, there's
there's
lots and
one where I
lots.
saw the picture of Benny Summerfield in one.
I'm trying to remember.
Yes, she's in
I-
one too.
I've forgotten that.
So the
I can't
question
remember.
is, Dan, for the respond to all calls, if you can pull that one back down, which one was the ATAC story?
I will get it.
Is it the one with the robot and the rabbit?
Planet of the End. Hang on. I will.
It's the
I will now
one
try and
with the-
open the box set. Luckily, this one actually opens, unlike some of them. Let me get it out. Hang on a second.
I think it is. I think, Ross, it's the one where we were talking about like he has to kill a bunny and there's like a robot.
Hang on.
I'm not sure. I think did we talk about this? And I've
We
just
did.
got.
Yeah, it's definitely the one where he has to like he becomes a tree for like hundreds of years, and there's a robot running around, and a bunny has to be sacrificed. It's wild.
God.
It's a great story.
I'm gonna
I'm
feel
just trying to
really.
put my light on so I can actually read it. No, I can't read it with my eyesight. I can't read the blurb out. It's like, I'm holding it away from my eyes. Hang on. No, the Doctor arrives on a mausoleum world, sightseeing and light pedantry. I'm not reading the whole thing out, but yeah, that's that one. That's the Tim Aitchison one. But that sounds good. But yeah, they've clearly chosen 3 well-loved, experienced writers for the first 3 of this run, which you would do because it makes perfect sense. Yeah,
I'm
it's
super
great.
excited. I'm really I hadn't heard anything about the 3rd story, so I'm even more excited now.
It's in the Powell Estate.
Awesome.
Something or
it's called
someone
Dare
is playing Truth or Dare with the people of the Powell Estate on Powell Estate. And it's dangerous to play games with a Time Lord. Sticks and stones may break your bones, but words can really hurt you. There you go. That's the blurb. So there's more Powell Estate, and there's more characters from the Powell Estate, I imagine. And
hopefully we get Brainy Betty. God, I would love, like you were saying earlier, Dan, it would be great to have her back.
She's not in that one, but I'm sure, I mean, I'm assuming that they'll do more and they'll take on all the feedback from us. we need from the nice Doctor Who fans, not the crazy Doctor Who, not the crazy Doctor Who fans who are never happy with anything.
But so yeah, for our listeners at home, that's episode 145 where Ross and I talk about respond to all calls.
That's the one I listened to before I did the first one with you. That was the one you recommended to me.
Yep, it's a really good and really fun. We had a great time. That set is fantastic. Like I said, ever since Ravagers, like there has never been a dud. Not even as far as box sets. Like, it's not even been a dud story for the Ninth Doctor. It's really an incredible run of quality that they're putting out for him and his Doctor. And yeah, so in when is it? When's the next one due out? December or January?
Hang on, what are we now? We're October. It's December. Yeah, I can never remember whether I'm in the current month or not because, like I said, we're doing a trap one next week for the 2 episodes of Jodie Whittaker that must have been last month.
Yep, and like 2 months.
July and September.
August, I think.
I don't know what month it is. Yeah. Anyway, and the time and the clocks have gone back in the UK by now, so I don't even know what time it is. And I'm time traveling.
Next week it goes back for us. So like, who the hell knows?
We'll never know what time.
Apparently, Luke was telling me earlier that Australia's already done it. So I'm like, who knows what time? It's the
Can we just get rid of it?
To do it at karaoke.
Does
so anybody confusing. Really know what time it is?
It's all Cher's fault. Really turning it back. I know what you mean.
So December, January, who knows? Gallifrey's Most Wanted returns. Me, Dan, Ross, Mark McManus from the popular Trap One Doctor Who podcast.
Yeah, get Mark's great.
We're gonna have a great time.
I haven't talked to Mark in a while. It'd be good to talk.
We need to do that. Sort it out, Melvin.
Yep, I'll do it. I'll figure it out, and we'll have a Discord by then.
All right. So, anything else we need to jibber jabber about this? I think I got everything.
Yeah,
All
we've pretty
right.
much covered everything in my notes. Oh, one of my notes just says that two shoulder touches means death, which is a bit Weeping Angels, which is kind of true.
It is.
That's
Again,
what
it's
made
very,
me think of it.
yeah,
That's kind of
it's
why I
very
said this is
Moffat-y. Yeah,
Moffat-esque a little.
exactly. Because it's it's a simple,
Eve.
scary
Yeah.
thing, and it's kind of like creeping about, scary children games. That vibe. So that's very Moffat-y. Yes.
The
Yeah.
other
And
thing
again,
that I
Like,
found Moffat,
it works
the
on
other-
audio.
I was going to say the other thing I found Moffat is that part at the very, very end where the doctor is telling Rose, "Do you really want to see how the Powell estate ends?" He's like, "I can open the door and basically set the TARDIS on time lapse, and we can watch the decay of your home." And like,
That's
I'm like,
horrible.
it is horrible, but it
Even
gives you that
Alien, though.
vibe of what was it? Was it Hyde or
yeah. Something
the
like that.
Moffat the Capaldi or the Matt Smith episode, right? Isn't it Matt Smith? Where
I
they
can't remember which one
it's
that
Matt
is.
Smith where they open like he watches like 200 years and Clara gets really fucked up because she's like, I just watched my planet die like before my eyes.
Clara.
There's something really like Tim Atack again, as much as he can do. Again, such a great playwright. Like nothing but good things to say about this guy and his writing. Like he's got the comedy, he's got the drama, he's got the creepiness. Like it all. Like I love that. I love that about this because again, the Doctor telling Rose like, and the Ninth Doctor could do that in this era. He would say something really funny, but then say something that would like
really cool.
Yeah,
Be cool
in like the next sentence. And I love that again. Tim Atack just gets it done. Like I love it.
And
I
he
do like it when
understands
we're
that the
reminded about
Doctor's
that.
an alien.
Yeah.
And that he said, and especially Eccleston's, because he's really, remember, Eccleston's the most damaged of them.
And sort of standoffish and aloof.
Yeah, what he mentions, I've already done. He talks about watching his world die at his hand.
Yep.
So I loved it. All right, gentlemen, thank you for coming on, Melvin. Thank you for being our facilitator.
I've been talking about Doctor Who
it.
now for literally 4 hours straight.
I know.
You love it though.
I do love it.
Yeah. Oh, I do too. This is every time because I will listen to a bunch of Big Finish right after we guys talk. That's when I started I went in and did, but I started at the beginning with Jago and Lightfoot.
Okay.
So I was like, I'm not going to buy any new until I've listened to everything else before again.
And
but I appreciate it. Huh?
And you've got everything in my account.
Yeah, so it's been helpful. I have pulled some stuff up and listened to it. I also, when I went in to download this one, it was like, oh, I haven't listened to that. I haven't listened to the first two Jodies.
Yep.
And I still got to figure out.
They're really good.
I need to figure out who I'm going to cover those with. You guys are welcome.
We're already doing it elsewhere.
Oh, you're already doing. That's right. You're already doing it.
One.
I might have to get Jeff to do it.
Yeah, you'll have to get Jeff.
Yeah, Jeff would be good.
Jeff is on our podcast.
But Jeff's on our track one, so it's a tiny world.
Well, it's also if you're going to think of Jodie's biggest fan, it's Jeff.
Whereas I'm not a fan. I'm not a fan of that era.
It's true.
But I don't hate. I'm not one of those people that hates it. But I was just disappointed by it a lot. But I love Jodie and I love her Doctor, and I love Big Finish. So I thought this would be good.
Yeah, I don't feel. I feel for Chris Chibnall of having to produce a show during a pandemic at that.
But that was the best year he did. That was the best year.
I think. That last one was real. I really.
His first two were a very hit and miss for me. They were just a mess to me. But I love the intentions of the Chris Chibnall era. Everything he said that he wanted to achieve, I got that. You had to have a different kind of Doctor Who. But I just felt that the final product felt very much unfinished. And I just didn't care a lot of the time, and I needed to care about it. Whereas the Big Finishes, they're more suited to what I want from my Doctor Who. Smaller and more character based.
I think Big Finish, it's one of its strong suit is not reinventing, but expanding, like especially with Colin.
Totally.
I think Colin's Doctor is the way it's the scripts he should have been given.
Totally is. It's
what I mean? I'm not going to blame people. I'm not going to show it's whose fault.
It's the fault of the producer, John Nathan Turner.
Well,
never the fault of Eric Saywood. Never Eric's fault. It was very hard. It was very hard to find people to write Doctor Who. It was very hard being the script editor and finding people to write good Doctor Who because it was just very hard to do it, and it wasn't Eric's fault. No.
It's just the perfect storm of a show that is treading water. After
I'm on my soapbox. Sorry.
Yeah, Ross. Eventually, you're really gonna love those Jodies. The Jodies have been.
I love Jodie, and I love.
It's great.
It's quality after quality.
I love her.
And it's the good writers again. It's great. It's
and
good.
I think that's probably what they're doing. Is like we need to get people. This is an era that isn't universally loved. We need to give them different. We need to put the Big Finish stamp on it, which I know
I want to love all Doctor Who, because why wouldn't I? You know.
Yeah.
And I do, and we'll have that conversation about Jodies on a different podcast.
All right, guys.
Ross, what's your recommendation for this week?
My recommendation for this week, I'm going to recommend Resident Alien.
Okay.
If you like science fiction, you like comedy, and you like to see Alan Tudyk just improv inappropriate lines, he plays an alien that takes the shape of a human, except children can see them as aliens. So he just he tells this 8 or 9-year-old, "Whatever, I will kill you, you bitch." And he's just, I love Alan Tudyk. I love everything about him, man, because he's so funny. But it's a great show. It's definitely a Sci-Fi Channel show, but what I like about it is it's a great cast, since it's set in the north of, it's like Oregon or Washington, but it's shot in Canada. So they have, the female lead is a native, a person of color, Native American.
Yep.
And she's a lovely woman, but not everyone looks like all the females don't look like supermodels, except one does, because she's supposed to be the hot wife of the mayor. But she's a full-rounded character, but it's just a lot of fun. It's silly. Linda Hamilton doing comedy, because she plays this general looking for aliens, and she's just evil. And it's great.
That sounds interesting. I mean, I remember her from things.
Yeah, it's a lot of fun. And I like to see science fiction do comedy. You can, other than Spaceballs, which I'm a huge Mel Brooks fan, but I'm not a big fan of Spaceballs. I don't compare. I think it's funny, but compared to his others, it's really subpar. But, he's the man who did Blazing Saddles and Young Frankenstein and wrote The Producers.
That's true.
So, but I made my wife, when my father passed, she goes, "What do you want to do?" I said, "I want to watch some of the movies my father took me to when it was maybe a little inappropriate." And it was Blazing Saddles and Popeye.
Oh, that's nice though.
Yeah.
Oh, God, I saw that awful Popeye film at the cinema when I was a child.
I did too. My father was the only time he cussed in. My father turned to me when Shelley Duvall came on screen and went, "That's the ugliest bitch I've ever seen." And I'd never heard my father say anything like that. And I just fucking laughed for 10 minutes because my father, the general, just swore in front of me. Because he didn't swear a lot. He was a good guy. But he also took me to Blazing Saddles when I was like 13. And he loved that kind of. He grew up in Flatbush in Brooklyn, so he loved Jewish Belsport comedians, and that they have a specific comedy style, and it's very snarky. And Mel is the snarkiest of snarky son. But I recommend Resident Alien. It's worth the time. You will laugh a lot. All right, Dan, you have anything?
I'll recommend Riot Women, which is a BBC drama currently on, written by Sally Wainwright, who's written all the good stuff in the last 20 years. And it's about menopausal women forming a punk band because they're sick of being basically rendered invisible and unimportant by the awful men. It's a bit clunky. Awesome. It's a bit clunky in that.
Sounds amazing.
We're menopausal women and we're not taking you being shit anymore. But I mean, it's a bit clunky, but it's written so well. It's characterized really well. It's fun. It's got a great cast of people that I love from loads of other things playing women of a certain age, and it's really good. And apparently I'm looking at the cast list and Peter Davison's in it, but he hasn't turned up yet in what I've seen yet. So that'll be interesting. Who else is in it? Anne Reid, who was in Doctor Who, Curse of Fenric, and she was in that one with the first Martha Jones one as the old lady sucking the blood.
Sucking blood out of the.
He's in it. I'm looking at the cast. Tamsin Gregg's in it, who was in the terrible episode of Doctor Who, the Christopher Eccleston episode with Adam on the spaceship. She was in that.
The one who fits in with the doodad. Yep.
Yeah, there's loads of other people that are in loads of things because everyone's been in Doctor Who, but I'm not going to read it all out now. But no, that's fun. That's on at the moment on Sunday nights on BBC One. But it's probably on some. It's called Riot Women.
The perfect punk. It sounds like a great punk band.
It
So,
sounds
It's
fantastic.
great. I mean, the song is really corny, and also they keep singing a cover of a Courtney Love Hole song, which I just found really funny. That in 2025, there's a Hole song being sung again and again on prime time. It's like what? What? Also, I'll also recommend what I'm currently reading, which is the
oh,
biography of
sweet.
the Arthur Baker's biography called "Looking for the Perfect Beat," which is just about disco records and then his involvement in the electro scene, and then basically taking lots of drugs with New Order and with other people and working with loads of high maintenance people. I'm about halfway through it. It's I know all the records, so I've been like listening to stuff from that era while I read it. Because
That's
my
really
other
cool.
big thing as well as Doctor Who is like music biographies. I'm always doing those as well.
That's
That's what
really
I've
rad.
been doing.
I've got a
And also,
Levon Helm one sitting in my read pile for a couple of years.
it's just
I
so many
mean,
books.
yeah.
Yeah, it's just never enough time. I'm watching season 13 Blu-ray of Doctor Who, which is all right. No, it's great. I love it. I'm mostly laughing at everyone getting upset online about the AI enhancement of certain scenes of it, which I haven't noticed at all when I've been watching it. So I'm
Don't
assuming
you
it's
have
because
it's a special? I do watch it with the new special effects at least once.
yeah, no, no, it's like on the film scenes they've kind of enhanced some of the sharpness of it, and people keep showing screen caps of where people look a bit weird. But when I'm watching it on my telly, I don't notice that. But I assume it's because my TV is quite old. And I'm glad of that because it all looks very nice to me and it's lovely. And I've got to watch the Ian Martin documentary this evening, and I will be in tears.
Oh,
I
I
will be in
love you.
tears when I watch it.
Yep.
I will be sitting there. I'll be Melvining this evening. I'll be
Yes.
Well,
I'll be
that'll
emotioning.
make me cry because
No, it will do
I
because
love.
Chris Chapman's documentaries, the one he did about Graham Williams,
Oh my God, the one he did about John
Sarah
Nathan
Jane.
Turner was.
yeah,
It
and the
made me
Dursley
reappreciate John Nathan Turner as a
exactly,
producer.
and the Dursley McClendon one from season 25. Name dropping time. I met Chris Chapman.
Also,
I was like,
who's this?
I got him
Who's the
to sign my
Matthew
box
Sweet
set
interview?
because when I met Chris Chapman, I thought I don't normally get people to sign my box sets unless they're like doctors or companions. But I
Yeah,
thought
yeah.
Chris Chapman, you're so good. Please
He's in
sign my
that
season
space. Yeah, yeah.
15.
Yep.
Yeah, it is those. He loves what he does. He did like a PowerPoint presentation at a convention about what he does, and he's a lovely man. And you can tell in those documentaries the love for the subjects and for Doctor Who is just amazing.
I'm a I've always kept physical media, and what I like
Oh God,
about I love these. Yeah, well, but me and my wife canceled anything Disney
yeah.
after the Jimmy Kimmel thing. Fuck them.
Fair enough.
There are other ways for me to view your
You
shit
don't
and
need
not you not
it.
get any fucking money from me, you fuckers. But I've always for certain things kept physical media because
You
one,
need it.
I want to watch it when I want to watch it. One, the
Yeah.
picture quality is better. It is noticeably different because
Mhm.
it's not being compressed. And they move stuff. I don't trust them. Like I've only bought like 3 things on Amazon because I don't trust you.
Fair.
I'm gonna pay you for this, and then in 6 years you're gonna say you won't be able to view this anymore because you want to sell it to me again. But
Mm.
Star Trek Supernatural is my other one that I have to have it because they change all the rock songs when they show them on TV now because they
Mm.
don't have the license for the classic rock.
Oh, that's
Vandalism.
annoying.
But
Yeah,
like
no,
Star
I
Trek,
don't have any streaming at all apart from the BBC's iPlayer. I don't have it. If I like something, I will buy it because I want that. I want it. I want to have it when I want to have it, like you said, and I want to pay for it and have a thing.
yeah.
Does that
Also, I
make
saw
sense?
Matt Damon talk about streaming and him as a producer.
Yeah.
He says we missed the DVD releases and the Blu-ray
Mm.
releases because that was a lot more money coming to us and the actors and
Yeah.
the team, and you've just cut that out.
It's madness, really, because
But
there's
I
enough of
also
an audience
believe,
still.
like, here's my thing about physical media. We were never going to listen to an album again because DVDs, but vinyl came back strong.
I am surrounded
Sets have
by
come
physical
back.
media in my where I'm podcasting from. I literally have 6 um sh vinyl shelf things, basically the shape of an LP, full of LPs to one side, and the other side I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I've got about 10 of those 12-inch type things full of 12-inch singles to the other side. So yeah, I don't listen
Yeah,
to any of that
it
anymore.
always comes back. So,
I
but
don't
I
even do
keep,
music
and a
streaming.
Doctor Who, I've upgraded every time. Like
Oh God, yeah, we all have. Yeah, it's a rite of passage. It's like, right, videos done. Right, start again. Get the DVDs. I always give mine away to my friends, so it's always nice
I gave
to
my
give them away.
VHS, including the bootlegs I had, of certain ones to our we have a thrift store called Diversity Thrift. Like all its money goes to gay, lesbian, LGBTQ causes, and they run a great bingo game supposedly. But yeah, physical media always. I'm sorry, Melvin.
It's all good.
What's your recommendation? It'll be musical, I'm assuming.
I was super psyched to go to the movie theater a couple weeks ago. They've been doing both a run of just basically anime re-releases. So cool. I really love. There's a movie called The Girl Who, and it's very it's topical and thematic. It's called The Girl Who Leapt Through Time, directed by Mamoru Hosoda, and I had never seen it in the theater, and it's just miraculous. It's one of my all-time favorite films. It's about a girl who meets a time traveler and like learns how to basically it does what it says on the tin. She figures out that if she jumps by going a certain speed and jumps through the air, she can travel back through time. And it's an incredible movie. I absolutely love it. And I got to see it in the theater it was really wonderful. I've started doing that this year. It's not necessarily physical media, but it's participatory in a way that staying at home
good
doesn't do for me. Like they do every month a Ghibli film, like a Hayao Miyazaki film. So I also got to see Spirited Away this past week, which I hadn't seen.
Oh my God. How was that? I've never seen it on the big screen, but it was amazing.
It was such a brilliant experience. But like to be able to see The Girl Who Leapt Through Time for the first time on the screen when I'd only ever seen it in home, like it's such a beautiful movie. I love it. I love it.
I'm gonna find a way to watch that because Thank you for listening, folks. Thank you for following Gallifrey's Most Wanted. If you would like, you can reach out to us on our Blue Sky page. You can message me there or on my Stop Let's Team Up Instagram account. And folks, please check out my other podcasts, Stop Let's Team Up, a comic book podcast, and especially the Opal City Starman podcast, which is part of it. We will be back next month with something different. Our logo, as I like to say at the end of every podcast, is designed by the amazing Melvin Pena, using some of Victoria Wheeler's from our first logo. All right, folks, as always, we look forward to seeing you somewhere in space or time.
Because I have definitely said this in the past. There should be at least a fortnightly Doctor Who podcast where people just talk about
not about Doctor Who.
What are people angry about in Doctor Who this week?
No, but they're all angry about Doctor Who.
Man,
we're angry about the world.
This will be I'm going to tack this part before I give the intro. Attack it at the end and go have 4 or 5 people come on and go talk about the Doctor Who that you hate so much it is triggering. And I'll tell you mine. No. What's the one where the moon is a fucking egg?
I love that one.
It's a piece of my God.
I love Kill the Moon.
It's crap, but it's kind of fun that everyone got so upset.
I've enjoyed it more since I vented on an episode when we had to cover it because I really hated it. And it's just my brother would call. I told my brother I hated it, and he went, "Okay, wait a minute. You've been watching this shit since 1977, and your suspension of disbelief ended here."
Yes. It's just gone too far. The egg is a moon, and then it hatches out. Yep. What?
I just love hearing Peter Capaldi say that the moon is an egg. It's so incredible.
I want to say, so Dan, you had said something about peripheral vision and that I have a Doctor Who story about that. My brother, Hugh, he's the nerd that made me a nerd. He's a great big brother. He handed me something. He turned me on to Doctor Who.
All right.
And I was hanging out at his place when I was in college to come and visit. We're getting high. And he's going, I was hanging with my roommate and I was watching Doctor Who. He had never seen it, so he sat down and watched it with me. And it was a Tom Baker one. I can't remember one. It was at a space station, so could be any number of one. Yeah. And his roommate and him are a little high, and he's like, he saw the Doctor and Leela lean up against the wall, and the bad guys walked right past him. And he just turned to my brother and goes, "Is this the universe with no peripheral vision? How the fuck do you not see them?"
Yeah, all the time.
All the time.
Mordred Undead, there's lots of it in that. Anything with Daleks in it, Resurrection of the Daleks, there's lots of it in that. Even like the first Dalek story, there's loads of it in that. They can't see all those Daleks.
Okay. It's funny because it is true.
Yeah.
And I
Totally
love,
true.
well, I'll just see it happen in an episode and start laughing in my office. And it's like, got to know
It's
Leslie's going, what is he
fun.
laughing at? So, all right.